What's up, YouTube? So again, this is another video. As everybody knows, yesterday was the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots beat the Los Angeles Rams 13-0. So on Undisputed, they're talking about if this win for Tom Brady, his sixth Super Bowl win, if this is going to hurt his legacy somehow. I think this is a pretty stupid question because anything short of winning, I don't know why that would affect his legacy. I mean, he won the game. It doesn't matter if it was a pretty game. It doesn't matter if it was his ugliest game ever played in his life. The fact is he won it. And that's all that really matters. So I don't even really know why this would be a question. But let's see how this plays out in Undisputed with Skip and Shannon.
Of Tom Brady.
So for the last couple of hours, I've had to sit over here and listen to my man Shannon Sharp tell me how this was Tom Brady's worst Super Bowl performance. That he stunk.
Once again, does it even matter? Who cares if it's his worst game ever in his life? The worst game in his future? Who cares? He won the game. That's all that counts. Who gives a damn? I don't care if he threw 5 picks. He won the game. Let's see what else they have to say.
It up that he was inaccurate all night long, if I get your point correctly, that any top 10 quarterback would have been either better than Brady for the Patriots or would have beaten Tom Brady if he were playing for the Rams.
No, I'm saying any of the top 10 quarterbacks, had they been quarterbacking for the Patriots, would have won this game.
I think you also said earlier.
I mean, it just seems like that doesn't even make sense. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. So any of the other top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, had they been playing with New England, would have won the game? I mean, why would you even bring up that type of hypothetical? I mean, this just doesn't even make sense. So any other quarterback, top 10, would have won the game? But they're not there. They're not there. If they were that good enough to be playing for New England, and then they would have been there. So I just don't understand this question. Let's continue on and see what Shannon has to say.
That they would have beaten Tom Brady on that night when he was so bad, that he was so vulnerable and beatable. So I admit he threw an interception because you forced me to admit that, right? I admit that he did fumble, though they did recover. The Patriots did recover that. And all Tom Brady did in the end, when it really mattered, was pull off his 6th game-winning drive in 6 Super Bowl wins. That's astonishing to me. That should only enhance his legacy, and I'm here to point out to you.
Did you just see that perfect pass to Gronkowski? And Gronkowski had the whole county of Los Angeles covering him, and he still caught the ball. I mean, everything, it's just meant to be. It's just meant to be. It's destiny. Absolute destiny. We play that we just saw, and look at that again. That's a meant to be pass. That's destiny right there. So I don't know what Shannon's coming up with. You know, does this somehow hurt his legacy? I mean, who cares? He won. No, in 20 years, nobody's going to be sitting around splitting hairs talking about, well, Tom Brady, his 6th Super Bowl win, he didn't play as good as he should have. And nobody cares.
He ain't done yet. He made it clear last night. He still wants to play 4 more years. He was happy last night after the game, holding his little girl, because it looks like he's got his family in the right spot. So you say that next year is going to be his last year, correct?
Yep.
And I think it's only just beginning.
And to tell you the truth, I really don't see where Tom Brady's even close to slowing down, close to, showing signs of age. So he made, so maybe he didn't play his best game, but that's not an indicator of him falling off. It's not like he doesn't have zing on the ball anymore. It's not like, he was making like the wrong decisions. It's not like he can't move around. It's not like he has a bad hip or bad shoulder or a bad back or anything like that. He's showing no signs to think that he would not be able to play next year, let alone 4 more years. There's just no signal for that. So I don't understand what Shannon's talking about, other than the fact that he's 41 years old. I don't know where his argument's at. So let's just carry on and see what else he has to say.
For Thomas, Edward, Patrick, Brady. I think once the smoke clears from this, you'll realize he pulled off the drive to win the game with the throw to broken down Rob Gronkowski. That's what I'm going to remember. That's my takeaway lasting from this game.
Well, he liked to hurt his legacy by kissing Mr. Kraft on the lips. So I would take away from that.
He does that to everybody.
Nah, don't be doing that.
Well, he just
that's supposed
emotional.
That's supposed to be for Giselle only.
Well,
but anyway.
So I didn't see Tom Brady kiss another man on the lips. As long as he wins the game, that's his business. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. You want to kiss another man on the lips, that's your business. As long as you win the game, as long as you produce. I don't know. I didn't see that, so let me just leave that alone.
I know several of his friends who say he walks up and kisses him on the lips. It's just Tom. He's corny.
It's very European of him.
I know. I got it.
Anyway,
it is
for me, Skip. Nothing was going to taint Tom Brady's legacy. He's 4 Super Bowls played of any quarterbacks. Now he's 2 clear. For me, win, lose, or draw. Because he owns every single record in the Super Bowl. Most touchdowns, most completion, most yards, yada, yada, yada. I get all that. So for me, Skip, there is nothing that he can do.
But I told you, if you fall to 5-4 in Super Bowls, even though you played 9, it doesn't sound nearly as good as 6-3.
But Skip, the more you play. I mean, because he started out 3-0, and then the next thing you know, he's 3-2. But the more you play of these things, the greater there's a chance that somebody's going to trip you up. Because all you have to do is be slightly off. Because think about it. If he had played like this against Seattle, they lose. He plays like this against Atlanta, they lose. So even though he had an off day yesterday, he was still able to win.
Wade Phillips wasn't.
Okay, so the argument goes, the more you play, the greater chance you have of not being perfect and the greater chance of somebody beating you, which is what happened because Eli Manning got him twice. So Eli Manning is a Tom Brady killer. And then Foles got him 2 years ago with Philadelphia. So he's not perfect. So now he's 6-3. I understand that. But you can't always say that, the more you play, the greater chance you have of somebody getting you and beating you when Michael Jordan is 6-0. Nobody got to him. And he played in 6 championships and never let it get to Game 7. Sure, there was times that he was swept in earlier rounds, but when he got to the big game, the big show, he ran the table. He's 6-0. And you can say the same thing about Joe Montana. Joe Montana is 4-0. So sure, Brady played in 5 more Super Bowls than Montana did, but Montana is still 4-0. And if you want to go to a different sport, you want to look at boxing. I got to bring up that one guy that nobody likes. I got to bring him up. Floyd Mayweather Jr. That man right there is 50-0. 50 have tried, 50 have failed. 50 have tried, 50 have failed. Okay, so you can't really necessarily have that be your argument. The more you play, the more you fight, that it's a better chance of somebody beating you, which it is, but that's not always the case. So carry on, Mr. Shannon.
Coordinating those defenses. Wade Phillips is his nemesis, man.
But Seattle's defense was formidable back then, Skip. They were.
I don't think they were cerebrally formidable. Like I think they just lined up and did what they did. They did.
That's what they want to do. So for me, Skip, he's playing with house money now. There's nothing. Yeah. I mean, it's like he's like bringing down the house. I already know. I know the code. I know what's going on. I know the next card that's going to be turned up, and I know I'm going to hit off a hold. So for me,
if he had thrown 4 picks last night and they had lost 40-6, that would be a taint on the legacy. No, that would be a scar. You'd say, ugh, what happened there?
But when you talk about he's 4 clear of Super Bowl appearances than any player. 4 clear.
Okay.
And now and that means he would have had where they judge quarterbacks are the only one that Super Bowls really matter because people just even forgot that Charles Haley had 5 Super Bowl wins, but he didn't play quarterback, so it's not the same as a quarterback having 5 or 4. So, but for me, Skip Bayless, for me, there's nothing that Tom could have done to hurt his legacy, given all those postseason wins.
But you made the case all day long that it didn't help his legacy, right?
No.
I think it did.
Let me ask you a question. The highest summit on earth is Everest. There's a reason why nobody gives who's the first guy to scale.
It's actually Olympus, if you really, right?
Nobody cares about Olympus.
Oh.
Everybody cares about
fictional, but
Everest. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I got you.
Nobody said who's the first guy to scale Pike Peak, or who's the first guy to scale Mount McKinley.
Edmund Pike.
The first guy to scale what is it, Everest?
Yeah.
Sir Edmund Hillary.
Yeah.
He's and the Sherpa.
Yeah. I don't know. But once he got there, you're saying he's a made man. You can't do.
You just look.
You've done it. So Brady's there.
You just look around.
You just looking around like, yeah, I'm up here by myself. So what? Y'all want to knock me down? I lose. So what? Now I'm 6-4.
Yeah, but everybody's wait a second. Everybody's waiting for Tom Brady to fall off the cliff. Did he fall off last night?
No.
I say no.
Skip. Even if he fell off a cliff, if Tom Brady comes back next year and he throws 15 touchdown passes in 16 games,
Yep.
who cares? Tom Brady's legacy is secure.
You can't deny it. We're watching something special with Tom Brady. And he's made clear this is not the end. He is far from done, but
When
was
it's done.
last night the last game for Rob Gronkowski.